Happy Tuesday, Jar of Pain babies. How are you doing? I hope you're enjoying the spring weather. Man, life is changing. Life is changing fast. It's so bright, so late in the day now. I love that. Life has been good for me. A little busy, a little stressful, but all good things. It means I'm in demand. An old Blink-182 lyric used to go, if God has a master plan, then I am in his demand. And I like that. I try to remind myself of that when I feel stressed or busy, that there's a purpose to this busyness. I hope your week's been going good. Thank you for listening. Please tell a friend about the show. You can put a question at jarpain.com. I love you. Hey, you're safe. You're beautiful. You're loved. Enjoy the episode.
Jarpain, what time is it? Jarpain, what time is it? Jarpain, what time is it? Jarpain, what time is it?
Welcome back to the Jar of Pain podcast, the podcast where we answer life's toughest questions from silly to serious. That's Ben. I'm Matt. Usually I let him introduce himself, but he's not talking until he reads the first question. Thank you, and don't test me on this. Thank you, the caffeine's kicking in. Thank you for putting your questions in the jar at jarofpain.com. As stated in the last episode, when we run out of questions, the podcast is done, but we will do a last podcast to wrap this up. Thank you for being here. It's a gloomy day, and I'm trying to fight the gloomies, and I have Mountain Dew Zero, and the caffeine's starting to hit, and I feel good. First question. Don't talk before that.
We have to get rid of either basketball or football. Which one has to go? I'm gonna go
Basketball.
I was gonna go football.
I enjoy football. You're a more accurate person on this because you don't enjoy any sports, I'm guessing.
I enjoy soccer and hockey and lacrosse.
You're so gay.
Let me tell you why.
I'm just kidding.
I enjoy a goalie. I'm a little bit biased here. I was a goalie in hockey.
Okay, so you do have a bias.
I appreciate that aspect. Honestly, if I had a choice, I would fucking remove them both. I think they're both lame sports. That's just me.
But if you think of football, the defense is the goalie.
Yeah, but my problem with football is that it's too stop and go. Like it's like boop, burp, 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 burp. It's not really exciting me.
It's a sport made for television. That's why there's stops and goes.
It really is.
It's made. The NFL is an entertainment brand.
And they fucking line that shit up with commercials perfectly.
And when there's 5 minutes left and it's a close game, you still have an hour of the game left.
And that is so true. And let me tell you the thing that really chaps my nips with football. And I've told this to multiple people who are huge football fans, like they know stats and everything.
Oh yeah.
And
it's more than me.
Every single one of them just disagrees with me. And I literally cannot, for the life of me, understand why.
Okay. Hit me.
Get rid of burning the clock. That should be not a thing. Where there's like a minute.
Oh, where you spike the ball and then you can just run the play clock without doing anything?
Well, that or where like there's like a minute left and then the quarterback hikes the ball and then he knees it.
That's what I mean. Spike. That's a quarterback spike.
Don't know. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
There's a minute left. If there's like, because think about how many close games you could just be like nail biters if they had to keep playing the ball. Like that would just lead for more exciting games. But then every single football head that I've ever spoken to, they're like, no, man, it's strategy. No, it's not.
It's strategy.
It's cowardice. It's not strategy.
I agree and I disagree because there are, if you're in that situation, you did not manage your time well and your timeouts. And that's like a coaching flaw. And so it's like that time management is a huge part of the game. And like the best QBs are the best at time management and calling timeouts at the right time. And so it's an element of the game that you're allowed to do that. But I understand what you're saying. We could have a lot more fun if it wasn't that.
Yeah. And you can also manage your team better and play better. That could also be a thing too, where it's like, oh yeah, but then it risks them messing. Well, if you're good, you're not going to fucking do the risk.
But football isn't about having fun for the fans. It's about money. It's about money. And the best teams that win all the time make a ton of money. So they want those good guys to like have,
Yeah.
they want that. They want legends. They want to make legends. And if it's too down to the wire every time, you're not going to get legends. It'll be a more diverse pool of winners.
You're going to get legends. You're going to get a legendary touchdown, a legendary catch, a legendary interception.
Do you know who Percy Harvin is?
I've heard the name, but I'm not going to lie. I confuse it with Percy Jackson.
Well, that's the thing. Don't fact check me on this. I believe he was the one who caught the Minneapolis Miracle to send the Vikings in the playoffs or the next round of playoffs. It was like a last second touchdown catch. But the fact that you don't know him, but you probably know who Tom Brady is, one of the best clock managers in the game.
Yeah.
That's a legend.
Wow. What an interesting game. Clock management.
Basketball.
I mean, here's the thing.
I don't enjoy professional basketball, but I really like March Madness, and I've been having a lot of fun with it this year.
Here's the thing, though. Basketball didn't used to have a shot clock, and then they put in a shot clock.
The shot clock makes the game better.
Exactly, and this would make football better if you got rid of that stupid little knee.
But here's the thing. Basketball is losing viewers by the millions. Their viewership is like 50% than it was 3 years ago.
Well, then they
got to start adding clock management.
They got to start throwing elbows or something.
Yeah. Yeah, make it a little more violent.
Yeah.
Because LeBron James has been in the league too long. Like people in basketball, they'll play well into their 40s.
Yeah.
Because it's a soft game. You ain't seen it. Well, hockey players can get old too because it's just like rough and tumble hard guys.
Oh, yeah.
But football, once you're like 30 in football, you're like 50 everywhere else. Like you're old, dude, and it's a crushing game. It ruins bodies.
Yeah.
And it makes people into murderers. That is a fact. There's a direct correlation with head trauma from football and becoming a murderer.
If you murder someone and you're in football, it's CTE. If you murder someone and you're in baseball, you're just like crazy.
That's true.
Like there's definitely I'm going to work on a joke because there's
something there.
Something there for sure. Also, I forget where I was. There was something seconds before, like 30 seconds before, but you were talking and I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
It's called clock management.
All right.
Next title.
Get football the fuck out of here. Ooh, fuck, marry, kill.
Let's go.
Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco. I'm going to say right off the bat, kill, Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy. I had a phase with Fall Out Boy, but I'm not really into like big arena rock.
I would not say Fall Out Boy's arena rock.
They play arenas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But their music, I would not say is like.
But it's not pop punk anymore. That's when I liked them in high school when like I can't even think of their titles because they do them so annoyingly long.
Yeah.
And so
that is
but their first two records, going down, down and really like I was into that.
Going down, swinging.
Yeah. Wait though. I really don't like Panic at the Disco.
Really?
Yeah. But he would be a good fuck.
He would. I was going to say.
He did write a song called I Write Sins, Not Tragedies.
And that was a banger.
But like just that theme, that's a good fuck. You get a little blood in there.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not like what I'm into, but it's a kinky thing,
Yeah.
Like he's into like weird stuff.
Yeah, Panic at the Disco would be a fun one night stand.
Because I'll say My Chemical Romance is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I would marry them.
I would marry the hell out of them.
And I'm going to say something that we both agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Danger Days.
Better than
Black Parade.
Ooh, I would not say that.
I would say it 100%.
Black Parade. I actually like 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge the best.
That was too screamo for me.
I loved that.
I'm not big into screamo.
My Chemical Romance changed my musical palette. It changed the trajectory of what I listened to.
Yeah.
And like, so that's a Mary, dude. Like it totally, I don't even know what I listened to before My Chemical Romance.
Okay, so just to establish, you do not think it is better. The Danger Days is better than Black Parade.
I do not. But
I
it's
do,
better
but
than I initially thought. And it's the one I go back to most frequently to
Dude,
listen to.
the bangers on Danger Days, though, man.
There are some bangers on Danger Days.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree. I hope we get another. I really liked their single they put out when they got back together.
Yeah.
And then they just like never did anything else. But I would like to see what they do. I think Gerard Way has a fascinating mind.
He does. You ever watch Umbrella Academy?
I have. I haven't finished it. It's done now, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. It's hard for me to finish things that I really like.
Yeah.
Because I just want it to be around forever.
That's fair.
And so I withhold it from myself because I'm a madman.
You ever think about just rewatching it like everyone else?
I also don't like to rewatch things. I get bored.
But then you don't catch on details and
No.
okay.
Like I really loved the show The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the last episode of the last season.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch the last episode.
I know, but I don't want it to be over, you know?
But the second season's coming out.
And then I get to a point where I'm like, I think I want to watch the last episode, but I should watch the episodes before to be caught up and know what's going on in the last episode, but I don't like to rewatch things.
They literally have a recap.
I don't even know.
They have a recap.
I don't even know. The Penguin, one of my favorite things I've watched,
Yeah.
did not watch the last episode for the same reason.
You know, I haven't watched the first episode, so
It's so good, Ben.
I hear that. I hear it's like Sopranos, but Batman.
It's like Sopranos, but Batman, but Batman doesn't really exist. He's just
Yeah.
kind of like, they don't even really bring him up. It's just the crime.
That's the thing, though. It's like Sopranos wasn't really necessarily about the crime. It was about the psychology of a man going through that crime.
I've never seen Sopranos.
Are you kidding me?
No,
You need to watch The Sopranos.
I don't know if I'd like it.
You would love it. It is, I mean, it starts in the 90s and then it ends in like the 2000s.
Mm.
But like the characters are great. The writing it's funny as shit. You would like Sopranos.
Yeah, I've never heard people of liking it. I've just
Stop talking right now. You absolutely have.
it's
You
just
will
really
lie.
never came up.
Is it even that big of a show?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Pretty sure it's small time. You fucker. Would you rather play golf with a basketball or tennis with a ping pong ball? The size of the holes is increased appropriately.
This is a nothing burger question. This question is a nothing burger.
It is literally, it's like not the worst question we have because it's still a question.
Because it is a question.
But like tennis with a ping pong ball
Doesn't work.
doesn't work. And also they have that. It's called ping pong.
And basketball with a golf ball would take forever. Or no,
Golf
golf
with
with a basketball would take forever.
Here's the way it would be relatively the same time if you had like special golf clubs.
Yeah, but they'd have to be motorized because you really got to whack
It would have to be like rocket or like spring, like a spring trap that like once
Yeah.
it hits, it freaking punches out, which would be super cool. I think I would have to go with the basketball just because there's no way that. Okay, let's suspend our belief because they took the time to write this question,
Okay.
which we appreciate. Go to jarpain.com. It's free. Put in your question.
Okay. You're right.
Let's
you're right.
pretend that the ping pong ball is like a bouncy ball. Because bouncy balls, which by the way, what the fuck happened to bouncy balls?
Well, we're just adults. They still exist.
They don't exist. Not even kids have them.
What?
You've never seen a kid with a bouncy ball.
I don't hang out with a lot of children.
You don't
It's
have
weird
to.
you do. You,
You
don't have
to.
kids.
You just fucking, you be in the grocery store and you just
I
see a
know.
kid with a fucking bouncy ball.
You
don't
be
see
throwing your
'em.
bouncy ball against the wall and it come right back at you and you catch it.
You know why? Because you know where you get bouncy balls? Fucking machines. You don't have those machines anymore.
That's why you would get bouncy balls.
Yeah.
Because you'd spend your whole time in the store begging your parents for things.
Give me a quarter. Give me like fucking.
Yeah. Oh, can I
50
have
cents.
candy? Oh, can I have
Can I
this?
get
Can I have
75
this?
cents?
And on
50
the way out, your parents have just gotten change and there's a quarter machine for a bouncy ball. And you throw a last ditch pitch out and you go, "Can I have a bouncy ball?" And they're like, "Fine." And that's when you got bouncy balls.
Shut the fuck. And then we don't have those machines anymore.
Not really.
No. But let's say we're playing with a fucking tennis with a bouncy ball about the size of a ping pong ball.
Dude, that thing would go so fast.
That shit would rip.
Serena Williams serving a bouncy ball.
Oh my, that's a welt.
It would go, oh my God, it would hurt.
That would hurt so bad. But also, I think you'd have to I don't think you do the courts that big.
You have to. That's the point of the question.
Then I'm still going to go, well, I think I'd have to try them out both.
Yeah.
And personally, I think I would enjoy golf, which
I think I would enjoy the tennis because I don't like how long golf takes already. And so if it was the size of a basketball, it would take forever. You can only pitch that thing 30 feet.
but like tennis, dude, that shit would be, well, tennis would be more fun.
Yeah.
And I don't even really like golf, but having like a motorized golf club would be sick.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist. If
Yeah,
we
you're
had
right.
that, I'd say golf. All right, one more than manifest.
Kleenex follow-up.
Oh.
I was stoned. What is the opposite of Kleenex?
That was the first question. Remember that? We had a question that was, what was the opposite of Kleenex?
Yeah.
And we couldn't figure it out. And we're like, this person's stoned. Can you please write back and tell us if you were stoned? That's what that is.
That is what that is.
So if you go back in the archives and you look up what's the opposite of Kleenex, we assumed they were stoned and we were right.
We're pretty much the smartest men alive.
Hell yeah, we are.
We're a podcast grounded in silly, absurd, and deduction
Yeah.
and reasoning. Because we're fucking geniuses and we're worldly and traveled and we know shit.
That you're damn right. True words never been spoken. Why do I have a southern accent now?
Why? Because it just makes sense.
It
That's
just
why.
makes sense. That's why.
That's why.
All right, but we do have to do one more question
Because
other than the manifest, because that was not a question, that was a follow-up.
that was a follow-up.
And thank you for following up at jarpain.com.
Jarpain.com. Put in your questions
That's right.
for free.
That's right. That's what's right. As old people say, flying high in July, shot down in May with a 6-shooter gun
Mm-hmm.
outside the saloon at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Would you rather sleep on a pile of gravel or a pile of bouncy balls? Hey, speaking of bouncy balls.
Speaking of bouncy balls, okay, so what's the worst condition you've ever slept in?
Worst condition.
Because I have you beat, but I want to know what the worst thing you've experienced while sleeping is. Like, what's your worst sleep setup you've ever had?
worst sleep setup? Probably just like camping,
Okay,
sleeping on the bottom of a tent.
on the ground.
On
Did you have a mat or anything?
No, just the ground.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's not great.
Yeah. I was on tour. I was in Chicago. I was staying in a mutual friend's apartment with the band, and I drew the short straw. I had to sleep on the floor, and the floor was sandy.
Ooh,
The sandy hardwood floor,
no thanks.
and it was so hot. I was like basically naked.
Yeah,
So I woke up. I didn't really sleep that much, to be honest with you.
right.
The apartment was also right next to like the train line. So every 20 minutes, the train would be like,
Yeah,
So that's the worst place I've ever slept.
yeah, that's pretty awful.
And like you'd try to move around and the sand would like get in your skin. Like I woke up and there was sand embedded in my skin.
Yeah,
It was the worst.
you're gonna be picking that out for days.
Yeah. And I don't think I'd be able to sleep on either. But that's not really the question. It's like if you had to choose.
Like if you went, imagine you were on tour and you get in one of those houses where like they accept, touring musicians,
Yep.
and then they're like, okay, here's the thing, we knew you were coming, but Then today, we got a shipment of gravel
Mm-hmm.
and a shipment of bouncy balls, and we didn't know where to put them, so we put them in the room
But it's split in half.
where you were gonna sleep. So you just have to decide whether you're gonna sleep on gravel or bouncy balls.
Yeah. I'm gonna choose gravel because bouncy balls are big. It's gonna stick into your rib a little bit. That's gonna hurt. You're not gonna be able to sleep. Gravel, on the other hand, if it's like a smooth stone gravel, like they had, like the playground at my school had gravel.
Yeah.
You would land in that, and it'd be like, it wouldn't be ideal, but it was, it was there because it was soft.
Yeah.
I think you could make gravel work. You would have to pick it out of your skin in the morning like blackheads,
Yeah.
but you could make gravel work. Bouncy balls, no way.
Here's the thing. I think with gravel, you could smooth it out. Like bouncy balls are going to be softer because there's that roundness.
But you can't smooth it out.
But it would be weird.
They'd be all over the place.
Yeah.
Gravel, I think you could figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
agree.
gravel. Yeah,
I'll go
we
gravel.
agree.
Gravel.
It's time to manifest. Time to manifest. It's the last question of Jar of Pain. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. My name is Matt, and I'm here to say Jar of Pain will one day go away. This won't last forever, 'cause nothing does. We'll all end up in the heat death of the universe at the end. This is the last question. Sick, dude.
I put the mic in the jar.
Yeah, look at the audio. Fucking spiked the hell out of it.
Sorry. I just wanted them to really hear that bass. Worst ice cream flavor.
I don't know the name of it. It's called like Blue Dream or like Blue. It's not called Blue Moon. Maybe it is. Maybe it's called Blue Moon. That's definitely a beer, but there's a blue ice cream that my friend used to get in high school, and we'd we'd all go to like Cold Stone or something like that. It's
Yeah.
a blue ice cream, but it tastes like the garbage smells.
Ugh.
It's gross.
Yeah.
You know how garbage has a little bit of sweetness to it?
Yeah.
That's how that ice cream tastes.
That's
It's gross.
disgusting.
Yeah. So I think it is called Blue Moon.
Mm.
Blue Dream or Blue Moon. Yeah. It's billed as being an almond flavor. No way, unless those almonds are in the trash with banana peels. Gross. What?
That was like the same energy of like the fucking weird kid in school that you never talk to, but then like you talk to him and then he has like an opinion about something
And
that's
you're
too
like, yeah, that's
strong.
why no one talks to you.
You're like, no way. No, thank you.
What do you think is the worst?
Honestly, anything that's heavy on nuts.
See, I like a chunky cream. I like a chunky cream, dude.
I
You
do
put that shit, put in the brownies, put in the nuts, put in the
Listen.
almonds.
sprinkle a little walnut and caramel drizzle.
I could do without walnuts.
I'm okay with walnuts.
Hmm.
But like almonds, like full on almond with the skin. No. I don't need that.
Well, you shave the almond.
Even if it's shaved, don't like it.
I love a chunky cream, and I don't regret saying it.
Title.
Maybe. I really love, my mom's the same way. Like, I want my ice cream to be like a garbage pail of
Here-
random stuff.
Here's what I like. I like that chocolate syrup that you can squeeze on it and then it hardens.
I don't like that.
My God, are we opposite?
Yeah, we're really opposite.
Yeah.
Because I love the texture experience of an ice, like a Ben and Jerry's that's just like through drag it through the garden, but not vegetables. That vegetables don't work with
That would be
ice cream.
wild. Yeah.
But the works, you
Yeah.
know, the idea of this is everything. Ben and Jerry's should make an ice cream called Everything, and it's every single one of their ingredients for other ice creams.
Well, we make an ice cream called Ben and Matt's.
God, I'm not an ice cream maker. Okay.
We could call it we'd call it the Cream Dream. That would be the flavor name, and it would be everything.
No, I wanted to call it Everything. Everything you've ever wanted exists in this pint.